Hello, I'm Kirsty or _ Diamond Painter. Welcome to my channel and welcome to the July WIP and Chat. If you are subscribed to my channel, you will notice that I didn't upload the June one until yesterday. I filmed it later than I'd planned anyway, and then July was just so incredibly busy that I didn't end up editing it until a few days ago. So hopefully this one also gets uploaded within the next few days, and then I can be back on track for the rest of the year. Well, anyway, I am working on the National Parks Edition 2 set from Paint Gem. So they're a set of minis, and this is Segura. I can't pronounce it. I'm not great with names. But it's got a cactus. It's a cute cactus. So this is the one that I'm going to be working on today. Probably won't get it finished because I was so busy with just normal work things in July that there's not really too much to talk about. But I'm gonna make a start on it anyway. So yeah, the Paint Gem mini kit is what I'm working on. I have got my pen from Butterfly Effectwares with the stainless steel placers from Diamond Art Club. And I'm also using the putty from Paint in Sparkles. I'm using the Do the Mango Tango putty this time, which smells really nice. Because these are minis, there's obviously not too many of each colour for the kit, so I'm just kitted up into the Art Dot screw top containers, and I'm just using one of my trays from Bella Art Nicole just to do this traditional kind of pour each colour in at a time, rather than having them all kitted up into trays. And then I'm also using this cute butterfly washi tape from Calabi Crafts, hopefully I pronounced that right, they are on Etsy, just to hold the mini in place so that it doesn't slide all over my desk. So I will go ahead and stick that down. And then I can get started. I've lost the end of this tape and I cannot peel it up. There we go. I've not actually been using the light pad too much with these minis. I did that really awkwardly. That's better. I'm just going to ignore that. Yeah, I've done 7 of them, or this is the 7th. I think this might be the 7th actually. And yeah, I've used the light pad for maybe 1 of them, and that was because I was starting to lose light. The sun was setting and I didn't have my main room light on. I couldn't be bothered to walk across the room to turn it on, so I just put the light pad on instead. But otherwise the symbols seem to be quite clear, which is good. We like a clear symbol. One thing I have found though, or a couple of things I've found with working on these minis, I've worked on Paint Gem kits before. I enjoy them, they're a great break, especially between larger canvases. I don't know if it's the putty being slightly stickier than what I'm used to, or also not liking these kind of weirdly humid, warm conditions, or if it's the canvas itself not being as sticky. I found some of the drills don't stick as well as what I'm used to with other companies. But I also don't remember it being an issue on the previous ones that I've worked on from them, which is why I'm thinking it could be the putty, it could just be the climate, as it's still been very warm this month. So that was one of the issues I've had, and the other one, let me just find the colour. Oops. So I kitted up everything. I put the stickers on the lids of the containers and then kitted up that way. So it kind of just grabbed the ones that I needed when I needed them. And then I was left with this bag of 647 green, and I had one empty container left that was not 647. What I needed was a grey 3023, which fortunately I had some spares of. I've now, oh, it's kind of hard to see because of the reflection. Can I block the light? Not really. I've now only got this many left, which I'm hoping, having a quick look at the others, there's only one that uses this colour, I think. So hopefully there's enough. But yeah, the two colours are not even close. So that was annoying. I know I can request the correct colour from them, but being international to Paint Gem, I probably would have finished the whole set before they arrived. So I figured I will see how I go with the spares that I've got. And then if I do need a few extra, I'll either improvise with similar colours or the other colours that are around it, or I will then request more and then just have to put one to one side or something. So yeah, an interesting start to these sets, but the rest of it seems to be going well. Ooh. So started July with yet another heatwave. I think it was like the third one in a fairly short period of time. Thankfully they've now kind of stopped. It's still very warm and that humid, but not heatwave hot, which is good. I just don't do well in the heat. I can't concentrate. I get fidgety, which I'm not normally in general. So I much prefer the temperature we're at now. Speaking of the heat though, we did have the awards that my work hosts, or organise and hosts. It was a whole day event. So this year we had a morning part to it as well. We kind of did like a fair style get together with companies also showcasing their products, which was really fun. But it was also outside in a field with very little shade. So it was hot. I wasn't really over that side for the morning. I was setting up the marquee that we were going to be using for the awards and the main mill. I don't know if that was a good thing or not heat-wise. Obviously, marquees hold heat, and being inside one of these marquees when it's kind of the hottest part of the day, it wasn't pleasant. And then I was putting the napkins out on the tables, just obviously like I'll start again. We folded them in just a kind of basic way, put them out so that they were all nice. And the caterers had already laid the table with the kind of basic cutlery, glasses, things like that. And got to one of the place settings, and the cutlery was slightly too close together. So it was literally just the side part of my hand brushed against one of the knives, and it burnt me. Because it's solid metal cutlery in direct sunlight in a marquee. Kind of, it's one of those things that you don't think of until it happens, and you're like, oh wait, obviously that's going to be hot, but you don't think of it. So I was then a lot more careful placing the napkins down. But we also realised with the time that we had left before the meal would be starting, let's get rid of that one. The cutlery probably wouldn't actually cool down, and just the general heat inside the marquee anyway, we decided to delay the meal by an hour, because no one would have been able to touch the cutlery to eat. So kind of hard to have a meal when you can't touch the cutlery. So yeah, we delayed it by an hour. It just meant everyone got to have drinks and cocktails for a little bit longer before sitting down. If that's a good thing or not, because obviously people get drunker quicker when it's hot, but it worked out fine. It was a really good evening. The awards went really well, and everyone seemed to enjoy themselves as well. So yeah, it was a lovely day. And then we travelled back. Oh, there was like a after party as well. Stayed for a little bit of it. Obviously, having to travel back, it was like about an hour and 10-minute-ish journey. On the way there, I think it took about an hour and 20 minutes, maybe an hour and a half, maybe even slightly longer actually, because there was a lot of traffic. But we left at about 11:15 in the evening, so obviously there was far less traffic, and it didn't take as long to get home, which was good because I was very tired by the end of that. I'm very much a in bed by 10 p.m. person, and yeah, that was well past my bedtime. But it's a one-off, so I enjoyed it. It was all right. In kind of like diamond painting updates, I finished the last kit I was working on, which was Magic Rats by Diamond Art Club. I really enjoyed working on it actually. I'd had it for a while, so it was one of their, I wouldn't say like older style kits. It had some of the new, I like to call them spiky pyramids. So the 21, I think it is, faceted drills, the ones that have got more of a point to the top of them, rather than just the kind of flat tops. So it had quite a few of those in there, so it wasn't a super old one. But I think it was, which is weird because when they first started phasing the new drills in, it was all of the kind of popular colours that got used a lot that were the first to update, because obviously they're used all the time, like 310, the black. But weirdly, it was those ones that weren't the new style drills. And because they were the older style drills, they had a lot more trash in them than what I've come to expect, I guess. So it was a little bit frustrating having to keep picking those out, but I still really liked it. I will put a photo up here for you if you have not seen it or have no idea what I'm talking about. But it's a really pretty kit. It is now discontinued, so if you do like it, it would have to be D-Stash that you get it from. But yeah. Oops. See, this is what I mean with the drills not sticking. But it seems to be happening a lot with these minis. Anyway, yeah, finished Magic Rats. And there's not really been any other kind of diamond painting things happening in July. Haven't made any purchases, haven't received any purchases. I think the only thing I've got outstanding to receive are the 2 kits from Bella Art and Nicole. But obviously, because I'm international, they take a bit longer. I think I said before that it took 3 to 5 weeks to get to me, and I'm pretty sure that is because they were in-stock kits that the supplier had on hand anyway. when I looked back at other orders where they had done it made to order or drop shipped, which is what they do for their international customers, it was more like 7-8 weeks. So yeah, still waiting for those, which is fine. I'm in no rush for them. But I think it's been about 5 weeks now. So maybe by the next WIP and chat, I'll have them here, which will be exciting. Otherwise, made no purchases this month. July is very much my everything I pay for annually renews month. So I have not had much fun money, as I like to call it. I probably could have, to be fair, but in case some of the bills came through higher than I was expecting them to, I decided to be sensible and have a month of saving, which is fine. So yeah, there was that. It was also my brother's birthday in July. Not that I really did much in terms of celebrating, because it was a weekday, I was at work. He's older now anyway, so it's not like a little kid having a birthday party. So I feel like, especially me anyway, I'm not really bothered about birthdays now. Probably haven't been since mid-teens, maybe. I had my 30th last year, and even that I was just like, yeah, go out for a meal, but I'm not bothered. I'm not bothered about it. So yeah, but he came round, we had like party food style nibbly bits, I guess you could say. And he wanted to play Mario Kart. So I was like, yeah, sure. Hadn't actually played or even switched the Nintendo Switch on in a good amount of time, probably a couple of years or so. So let that charge for a little bit so that we could actually play with the controllers. And then played that. But then because I had the Switch on, it then kind of made me rediscover my love of Animal Crossing. So I went and visited my little Animal Crossing island, said hello to the villagers. Whoops. And if you've not played Animal Crossing before, when you are away for a while, the villagers, or some of the villagers, like to tell you exactly how long you've abandoned them for. Turns out I had abandoned them for 3 years and 4 months, which was actually a lot longer than I thought it had been. I was thinking maybe like just under or just over 2 years, around the 2-year mark. Yeah, no, it had been nearly 3.5 years. So I could kind of understand why they were a little bit annoyed, but it's all good, they're happy now. And I've started playing it again, catching the remaining bugs that I need. I've actually only got 4 bugs left to catch to complete my collection. And I think I've got quite a few more fish. So I will probably lose interest before I manage to complete that collection. Keep dropping them. So yeah, that has been that as well, which is fun. I think it was someone at work actually that said with the Switch 2 coming out, or being out, they are going to release another Animal Crossing for the Switch 2. I'm like, please don't do that, because it would make me want to buy that game, which is obviously only available on the Switch 2, and I really don't need a Switch 2, especially if it has actually been nearly 3.5 years since I last used this one. My free time has very much moved away from gaming now. So yeah, I am hoping that it won't be too different if they do bring it out to New Horizons, which is the one I currently have, and then I won't feel as much need to have the new one. So yeah, there's that. And then I guess the only other thing that's happened this month that hasn't just been me working endlessly, my second cousin, it's my cousin's daughter, she got married. So I went to her wedding reception, which was really nice. I wasn't sure about going because we don't really have much communication with that side of the family, or I don't anyway. So like the only time I do see them is for these kind of big family events. Yeah, but it was actually really nice. So I'm glad I did go. But otherwise, that's pretty much been it for July, to be honest. Yeah, not that I can think of. There hasn't really been anything else that's been happening. Unless you count the big storm that we had last week, actually. That was quite good. I'm quite a big fan of thunderstorms. I do enjoy them. We need another one already, to be fair, because the air still needs to clear. But we had one last week. I was at work, so I couldn't enjoy it as much as I would have done if I was at home. But yeah, there wasn't really too much lightning. You couldn't see the flashes, whether that's because we were in the office and obviously it was daylight anyway, but with the office lights, maybe it kind of hid the lightning. I'm not sure. So yeah, I couldn't really see much of that, but we got some good claps of thunder and a lot of rain. We're next to a supermarket, or our office building is next to a supermarket, and I was surprised at how quickly there ended up being a little river running through the car park. So that was kind of fun to watch. Also hilarious watching everyone, because it was such a sunny day, everyone was just in shorts and t-shirt, as you are in summer. They're all just kind of walking around, and then suddenly it's torrential heavy rain. So it was quite amusing watching them all running, but not running too fast because the floor is suddenly super slippery, to try and get under cover. Endless amusement. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Again, if there's any events, diamond painting events that you are taking part in for August, September, let me know. I think I only know of one for August, which is Beat the Heat by Bella and Nicole. So that one is to complete a canvas that has something temperature cool in the image, or something you think is cool. I'm not sure I've got any kits that will fit that category. My Instagram poll to pick my next kit has just finished, so I will be doing Cottage by the Lake by Diamond Art Club. It's one I've had for a while. It's probably one of the original ones that I bought, maybe. So yeah, I'm actually quite excited to do that one. I do feel like there's going to be a lot of confetti in it though, and I know when I first started diamond painting, I loved confetti. It was great. Like, give me all the confetti over colour blocking any day. Now my tastes in diamond painting technique have changed, I guess you could say, and I'm much more of a colour blocking girl now. So yeah, we'll see. It may take me longer than I'm expecting, purely because of the confetti, but maybe it won't be as bad as I'm thinking or expecting. Anyway, I will stop there because I have nothing else to say anyway. Nothing else to update on. Thanks for watching. As I said, let me know of any events that you are doing in August. September, I know all of the kind of like Halloween ones start, so I will probably jump in on one of those. But at the moment, I don't think there's any August events I'll be taking part in. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.